So it's looking at hard drives. Okay, so it's looking at how much it's going to cost to ship these hard drives specifically. So uh, it's saying assume that the relationship is linear. So again, linear just means if I'm going up by some amount on the left, I'm going to go up by not the same amount, but like the same amount each time on the right. So as you can see, this goes up by 70, and then it goes up by 60 plus 50, which is 110, and then 150. So this will not go up like by, this is 4,200. Looks like the difference there. Um, it's not going to keep going up by 4,200 each time because this was not consistent. If this was 70, 70, 70, and it's linear, it will go up by 4,200 each time, but that is not the case. Okay, so just kind of be aware of that when you're looking at the tables. So the slope, we still want to do that y2 minus y1. These are our y values, and these are our x values. So I'm just gonna, I always pick the two smallest ones because I don't want to do extra work if I don't have to. So I'm gonna do, again, our formula, which is on your formula sheet, and I'll show you where that is before you leave tonight. So if you didn't already know, the y values are the 8450 minus the 4250. And now I always say it doesn't matter which order you go, but once you pick the order, you got to stick with that order. So we picked 8450 first. So I've got to put that 140 first on the bottom. So again, if you would have had 70 minus 140, that would not be correct if the top stayed the same. Okay, because again, these are, that's the y2 and the x2, so that's the same coordinate. And then in blue here, those are the coordinate representing each other. You don't want to cross the coordinates because you will just not get the right answer. So when you subtract those, you get 4,200 on top and 70 on bottom, which I believe gives you a final answer of 60. Yeah, so 60. So your job is to try to figure out the slope-intercept form. So I'm just going to write y equals 60x plus b. And again, you can use whatever point you want. If you want to use 424,050, that's great. But I'm going to pick that smallest point. And I'm going to plug it in for the x and the y. So my smallest point is that 4,250 equaling 60 times 70 plus b. So 60 times 70 is 42,000. Sorry, 4,200. And we've got 4,250. And subtracting 4,200 from both sides gives me that 50 is my b value. So again, make sure you're finishing the whole question. That will give you a final answer of c of x equaling 60x plus 50. Meaning that it's probably saying there's just a flat $50 shipping cost, and for every hard drive you send, it's going to cost you $60. Last one here, almost to a break. So it's asking me to find the equation. So I need a slope, and I need that y-intercept. So probably the better one is to start with the slope. So that's where I'm going to do my y2 minus y1, 8 minus 2, over negative, ooh, this is why we should do the skeleton stuff. I shouldn't get lazy here. 1 minus a negative 1. Okay, so that gets a little bit weird down there. Remember, this was the, if I just call this like x1, y1, and x2, y2, the skeleton step is that I'm putting all those things in parentheses like that, and then plugging them straight into the parentheses. So on top, you would get 6, and on bottom, Remember, you got to keep change when you have subtraction and one more negative. Okay, so you will keep that first one, change the middle one to a positive, and change the second one to a positive, and that has to do with the direction you're going on a number line. That's where the keep change comes from. And you've got 6 over 2, which is 3. So that is giving you your slope. So now you've got 3x plus b. And so that's you finding your slope. So now to find that y-intercept, you want to pick one of those points. And it doesn't actually matter which one you pick. I usually I don't want to deal with negatives if I don't have to. And so I'm going to pick the 1, 8. So my 8 is going to go in for y. My 1 is going to go in for x. And I'm trying to find that b value so it stays as b. Okay. Um, so I will move my 3 over to give me 5 equaling b. And that gives me a final answer of 3x plus 5.